At the start of this week on Monday, the stock market saw a major plunge and Bitcoin followed. Yesterday, things were looking pretty bad as Bitcoin did test below 30,000 once again. But to the bears' surprise, today Bitcoin has been pumping and we are now reclaiming the $32,000 level. And on the daily RSI, we are about to challenge a 6-month downtrend line. Is it finally time to break out of this RSI trendline, or are we going to see another rejection? There's a specific indicator that I'm looking at and a specific setup that I'm waiting for final confirmation of a true bullish reversal and a true change in trend. So we're going to be discussing all of this and more in today's video. What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Kevin Svenson, and today we're going to be talking about the price of Bitcoin. If you have not already, definitely smash up that like button and hit that big red subscribe button if you have not done so already. So first things first, looking at the daily chart from that 30,000 touch on May 18th until where we are now, we can see that Bitcoin is still in an area of lower highs. We do have a slightly higher low here, giving us a potential signal for a bullish reversal. Although we got to keep in mind that we're not really out of the woods just yet. We are still in an area of lower highs. And to get confidence back for the bulls, we need to see a break of this trend, a break into higher highs on this chart. Until then, the trajectory is kind of just the same as it's been this entire time. So first things first, guys, we need a higher high on the chart. And if we're taking a look at our current RSI trend that we were mentioning in the beginning of the video, this major downtrend line in the daily RSI is currently lining up with pretty much exactly where we are now. And if Bitcoin finds another lower high and rejects from this point, then it's not looking too good for the bulls. And if we see that much weakness in the market, then yes, we totally could see a move down towards 25,000. So right now, it is pretty crucial that the bulls maintain this higher low here, this slightly, ever so slightly higher low, and a potential inverse head and shoulders pattern, right? The bulls need to maintain this area. Now, moving on to the weekly chart for Bitcoin, what we can see is that we found just now yet another wick at and below that $30,000 area. Even since the beginning of the year in January, this entire range tends to find some major wick action, meaning that the whales in the market are attempting to sustain these levels. Right? We're not getting any weekly closes below this 30K mark, guys. In fact, we actually haven't had any weekly closes so far below 31,000 even. And as we discussed in my previous video, the likely reason why Bitcoin keeps being defended at these levels can be explained with the Bitcoin Fuel multiple. We're currently sitting at a 1 on the Bitcoin Fuel multiple, guys. This means that the miners are in a very neutral position. So if the miners are dumping here, that means they're putting themselves into stress. So it's not necessarily a great sell point for the miners. And miners are the biggest sellers in the market. So the closer we get to that 30,000 area, or just below 30,000, the less sell pressure we see. And according to the Mayer multiple, we are sitting right in between strong buy and buy, right? We're getting almost right near the next generation buy zone for Bitcoin. So it's safe to say that this is a solid accumulation area for Bitcoin. Long term, I think this is a great area of accumulation. Now, one of the main indicators that I'm looking for here, one of the main setups that I'm looking for is if we pull up our parabolic stop and reverse indicator on the weekly chart, this is one of the most reliable signals we've seen of this run so far. On the weekly chart, the parabolic stop and reverse indicator flipped bullish right before the halving took place, and it kept us on track all the way up until the 65K top. That's when we got the bearish flip on the parabolic stop and reverse indicator. It was truly a perfect signal. And if you take the parabolic stop and reverse indicator on the weekly chart and you pair it up with your Heikin-Ashi candles, it's really, really good for identifying trends. And it's great for identifying trend reversals. So once we get a green candle to show up on the weekly with the Heikin-Ashi candles, accompanied by a bullish flip of the parabolic stop and reverse indicator, I think that that is going to be likely one of the best confirmations we can have that Bitcoin is reversing its trend. And if we don't get those signals, if the weekly stays red and we go into next week with a continued bearish parabolic stop and reverse indicator signal, then that means we would probably break down. But if we get the green candle with the bullish flip, then I do think we're going to be seeing a major multi-week uptrend, possibly a multi-month uptrend, and possibly a full recovery for Bitcoin. As you guys know, I don't think that this bull market is over. And I actually wouldn't even consider this to be a bear market. For the altcoins, yes, it's pretty bearish. It's a bear market for the altcoins. But for Bitcoin, after we hit 65K, we went 2 weeks to the downside. We had a quick markdown in price, followed by sideways action. And a bear market, by definition, is a sustained decrease in price, right? And this was just a markdown with sideways action. If we were to see a recovery from here, and a move on up for Bitcoin to new all-time highs, looking at this from a macro perspective, this would all just be part of the longer-term bull cycle, right? So keep that in mind. An interesting metric that William Clemente posted here is coins moving to strong hands. And he says short-term price action doesn't invalidate the broader trends. Price can diverge from the underlying investor behavior just as it has over the last few weeks, but not forever. Against popular belief, I still see a supply squeeze in Bitcoin and a continuation of the bull market. William Clemente is a really good on-chain analyst, and he's showing us here this metric, coins moving to strong hands, and we're seeing an uptick now in the long-term holders. And actually, this can be verified by the 1-year HODL wave chart. If you're looking at the HODL wave chart, if you look really closely here, you can see that we just got this little bottom formation, a little bit of a V-shape bounce on the HODL wave chart, meaning that whales are probably accumulating once again. So we can now confirm that yes, whales, the long-term holders, the people with the most conviction in the future of Bitcoin, are buying Bitcoin once again. And just to remind you, this is not a good place for miners to sell. So I do think that in terms of the on-chain analysis mixed with the TA here, if we get that parabolic stop in the reverse flip, accompanied by a green candle, right, with the Heikinashi, a potential trend reversal signal, I think that we're likely going to be seeing a continuation of this bull market. As harsh as everything may have been, especially in the altcoin market, I don't think we're anywhere near close to the end of this cycle, guys. And also another thing that I want you guys to take note of is that a lot of people keep asking me the question, is this like 2018? Can we expect this current area here to be like 2018? And it's completely different, guys. It really is completely different. In 2018, the altcoin market was exploding. We were seeing new all-time highs for altcoins. People were still very excited about crypto. In fact, many crypto channels on YouTube were calling 6K the bottom and saying that we were going to moon again. Right? If you guys remember, even though on this channel we warned that it wasn't the bottom, but nonetheless, in the area that we're in now, altcoins are getting devastated, right? Or they've already been devastated. And Bitcoin isn't getting these quick rebounds, right? Like after we hit 6K, we saw a quick rebound and a pullback, quick rebound and a pullback. Here we just had a quick markdown in price with sideways action, right? It's so boring here. Right? It's a little bit depressive in this area. And I actually think that's a good thing. I think it's good that the market is depressed now. It seems like retail is gone and we're just seeing whale accumulation now. And I think that, we're at least going to get some sort of move to the upside. But of course, guys, anything is possible. As of right now, we are still generally maintaining this as a low point. So it's nice to see that. And from a macro perspective, I'm still looking for a longer term uptrend from here. I think the bull market will continue. And I do think that Bitcoin does have a shot at playing out the 3 peaks in a domed house pattern that we've discussed on this channel many times now, right? And actually that video will probably be popping up on the screen right here if you want to check it out. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, smash that like button and subscribe to this channel if you're new. Also, guys, the charting platform that you see on the screen right now is the Cryptowatch platform. Click that link below. It's totally free to sign up with Cryptowatch. And if you want to support this channel further, join the Patreon below. I'll see you guys soon.